The next topic is equivalent values. So we have learned this topic when we talked about simple interest. The only difference now is that now we're using compound interest instead of simple interest. And the good thing about this is that now we can use financial calculator for some of the calculations. And the concept is the same. We have to convert everything to the focal date because in order for us to compare cash flow fairly, they have to be in the same time period. So therefore, we need to convert all the cash flow into the same focal date. So in example 2, we have a debt of $7054.35 today, and $1,000 in 9 months is repaid by payments of $2,960.27 in 15 months, and a final payment in 24 months. If the interest is 7% compounded quarterly, what was the amount of the final payment? Assume the focal date is 24 months from now. So our first step is drawing the timeline. So in the diagram here, we have a timeline. We have 2 debts and 2 payments. So the first debt is $7,054. That's today, so that's what we have here. At time 0, we have $7,054. That's the first debt. And then we have a second debt 9 months from now, and that's $1,000. 9 months from now is 9 over 12. So when t equals to 9 over 12, we have a debt of $1,000. So we have these 2 debt payments. These 2 debt payments is repaid by 2 payments. So we have 2 payments. One payment is $2,960. That is 15 months from now. So 15 months from now is 15 over 12. And then we have a final payment 24 months from now. So our x is at the 24 over 12, at the time period 24 over 12. And we have the focal date. Focal date is 24 months from now. So our focal date, we put a star there. Focal date is 24 months from now. So therefore, we need to convert all the cash flow to the focal date, which is 24 months from now, to the future value. What you need to know is that at the focal date, 24 months from now, the value of the 2 debts, so the value of these 2 debts, the future value of these 2 debts, we need to convert these 2 debts to future values. So the value of these 2 debts will equal to the value of these 2 payments at the focal date. And because all these 3 cash flow, 2 debts and 1 payments, all these 3 cash flows are to the left of the focal date. So therefore, they all need to be converted into the future value. And this is what the diagram tells us. So what we're going to do next is start filling in the boxes for each cash flow. So we have 3 cash flow, $7,054, $1,000, and $2,960. Those 3 cash flow, we're going to have 1 line for each of these cash flow. 2 debts, and then the payment of $2,960. So we're going to solve for the first debt first. So our first debt is $7,054.35. So that's our present value. That's how much we owe today. That's what we put in for the present value. And then we know that the interest is 7% compounded quarterly. 7% is your IY. That's your IY. Compounded quarterly. Compounded quarterly means that 4 times a year. So our CY equals to 4 times a year. So next we're going to calculate the N. N equals to 8. The reason N equals to 8 is because when we're converting the cash flow, $7,054, to the focal date, the time between those 2 dates, from time 0 to 24 months from now, that is 2 years. So our T is 2 years, and then our CY is 4. So therefore, 2 times 4 gives you the 8. And that makes sense because in 2 years, we have 8 quarters. So 1 year is 4 quarters. So in 2 years, we have 8 quarters. So that's why our N equals to 8. And 8 quarters equals to 8 period. Because in this question, we're compounding quarterly. So 1 period equals to 1 quarter. So in 2 years, we have 8 quarters. So therefore, 8 quarters is 8 period. And that's our N. And then we have the assumption that we had before. PMT equals to 0 for now. And then when PMT equals to 0, PY equals to CY. So therefore, our PY is 4 because our CY is 4. And once we have all these 6 boxes filled out, then we can plug it into the financial calculator to solve for future value. So we start from the left side and we input PY and CY. So second function, PY is 4. So we put 4, enter. And then we go down 1 time to CY. CY is 4. So we put 4, enter. And then we clear bottom left corner, and then now we can put in the N. N is 8, so we put the number first, 8, N, and then we press N, and that will set the number of period to 8, and then our IY is 7, so 7, and then we press IY, that will set our nominal interest rate to 7, and then we're going to put in the present value, so present value is $7,054.35, and then we press PV, that will set your PV to $7,054. So always the number first and then press the item. And then our PMT is 0. So we put number first, 0 PMT. That will set your PMT to 0. Once we have put in these 6 items, then we press compute. And then we press future value. and then it will give us the future value of $8,104.61. And that's our future value for the first debt. So that's the value of the $7,000 at year 2, 24 months from now.